ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਵਾਹਿ।
ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ। ਆਦਿ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ। ਕਹਾ ਬੁੱਧ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਤੁਛ ਹਮਾਰੀ ਬਰਨ ਸਕੈ ਮਹਿਮਾ ਜੋ ਤਿਹਾਰੀ। ਹਮ ਨ ਸਕਤ ਕਰ ਸਿਫਤ ਤੁਮਾਰੀ ਆਪ ਲੇਹੋ ਤੁਮ ਕਥਾ ਸੁਧਾਰੀ। ਮੂਕ ਉਚਰੈ ਸ਼ਾਸਤਰ ਖਟ ਪਿੰਗ ਗਿਰ ਨ ਚੜ ਜਾਏ। ਅੰਧ ਲਖੈ ਬਦਰੋ ਸੁਨੈ ਜੋ ਕਾਲ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਾਏ। ਜੀ ਜੰਤ ਸਭ ਸਰਨ ਤੁਮਾਰੀ ਸਰਬ ਚਿੰਤ ਤੁਧ ਪਾਸੇ। ਜੋ ਤੁਧ ਭਾਵੇ ਸੋਈ ਚੰਗਾ ਇਕ ਨਾਨਕ ਕੀ ਅਰਦਾਸੇ। ਸੋ ਕਹੋ ਟਲ ਗੁਰ ਸੇਵੀਐ ਅਹਨਸ ਸਹਿਜ ਸੁਭਾਏ। ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਪਰਸੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਕੈ ਜਨਮ ਮਰਨ ਦੁਖ ਜਾਏ। ਹੋਵੇ ਸਿਫਤ ਕਸਮ ਦੀ ਨੂਰ ਅਰਸੋਹ ਕੁਰਸੋਹ ਝਾਟੀਐ। ਤੁਧ ਡਿਠੇ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਹਲ ਜਨਮ ਜਨਮ ਦੀ ਕੱਟੀਐ। ਤੁਧ ਡਿਠੇ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਮਲ ਜਨਮ ਜਨਮ ਦੀ ਕੱਟੀਐ।
ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ। ਹੋਰਿਓ ਗੰਗ ਵਹਾਈਐ ਦੁਨਿਆਈ ਆਖੈ ਕਿਉਨ। ਨਾਨਕ ਈਸਰ ਜਗਨਾਥ ਉਚ ਹੱਦੀ ਵੈਣ ਵਿਰਕਿਓਨ। ਹੋਰਿਓ ਗੰਗ ਵਹਾਈਐ।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ। ਰਾਜਾਨ ਰਾਜ ਭਾਨਾਨ ਭਾਨ ਦੇਵਾਨ ਦੇਵ ਉਪ ਮਹਾਨ। ਜਿਸ ਦੀ ਪਾਵਨ ਪਵਿੱਤਰ ਹਜ਼ੂਰੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੁੜ ਅਸੀਂ ਬੈਠੇ ਹਨ। ਗੁਰੂ ਰੂਪ ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਆਰੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ। We are so blessed to join in the court of Tan Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji, who is the King of Kings, who is the one that is known as Patita Pavan, the one who takes somebody who is a sinner and makes them Pavan Pavitr, makes them pure again, removes all their sins. And today we're going through the bani of Ramkali ki Vaar. We've been going through this bani for the past few weeks now, and we've come to the fourth paudi, the fourth stanza within this bani. So after today we've come halfway through the bani of Ramkali ki Vaar. And this is the last paudi in praise of Sikh Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji ਅਤੇ ਧੰਨ Sikh Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji. So our first and second Guru, the praises of them, and then in the next paudi we're going to start with our fifth Guru, Sikh Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj Ji. So just a brief summary of what we covered in the last Katha when we talked about Sikh Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji. The Maharaj Ji says to us, Jina Kiti So Mandana. So whatever Vaheguru Ji says, Jina Kiti, Kiti hai can mean Gal Kiti, Bachan Kite Han. Whatever words that God has said, so Mandana. Siddhi Guru Angad Dev Ji always accepted the words of God, always accepted the words of Siddhi Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji. No matter what they said, Jo Guru Kahe Soi Palamanaho, Har Har Katha Narali, which means whatever the Guru says, I see that as good. And we talked about those people who serve in the Guru's home, Maskalle. The one who maskalle he means to manjana, to rub off. And they said those people who serve in the Guru's home, maskalle hoy jangali. Jangali he means jangal, which means rust. So all that rust pave, jo mail hai Sahib Singh Ji, all that mail inside us, all that dirt that is inside us, of all the sins we committed in this life and our previous lives, it's all been taken away, it's all been rubbed away. It's all been taken off by serving Guru Sahib Ji, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, Sri Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji. This is the blessings that we get by serving our Guru. To serve the Guru does not just mean physically with our hands, it also means with our mind as well. So at the same time, if we could do seva with our hands, but with our heart and with our mind, then that is the greatest type of seva. Heart pao kar kaam sab cheet naranjan nal, which means heart pao, okay, with our hands, with our feet, serve the Guru. Do your work, but Chita, within your consciousness, Chit Naranjanal, remember the pure one, the one that is without any maya, the one who is without any desires, the one that is without any male. So that's what we went through last time. But in today's Katha, we'll continue this vichar on Tan Sri Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, when they gave the Guruship to the second Guru. And let's see what Bhai Satta Ji, Bhai Balwant Ji have to say. So before we start the Katha, let's focus our minds. Let's ask for Guru Sahib's blessings that in today's Katha that we can focus and that we can gain something that will change our lives. So before we start, Sari Sangat Akho Satnam Sri Vaheguru Sahib Ji.
ਹੋਰਿਓ ਗੰਗ ਵਹਾਈਐ
So Satsang Ji, Tan Sri Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, when they came to this earth, everything that Guru Sahib Ji did in one respect was very different to what had been seen already. So Gang here refers to Ganga. So Ganga is a river that is in India, and it's a very long river and it travels in a certain direction, just like all rivers do. And in one respect, we could say it travels from northwest to southeast, the way it travels. But here, Bhai Satta Ji, Bhai Balwant Ji are saying about Sri Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, ke ulati gang vaga diti hai, which means that Ganga, that ulati gang that is started to travel in the opposite direction. Vaga diti hai, vaga means the flow, that now Ganga was traveling in the opposite direction. Because when Sri Guru Angad Dev Ji came to this world, they started a different riti, a different way of walking the path of spirituality that had been lost. The truth is always the truth, but it had been lost for many people in this world. So when Sri Guru Angad Dev Ji came to this earth and it started to do things differently, what did people say? Hanji.
ਹੋਰਿਓ ਗੰਗ ਵਹਾਈਐ ਦੁਨਿਆਈ ਆਖੈ ਕਿ ਕਿਉਨ
Duniyai aakhe, Pave jo dunya de log hai, the people that live in this world, ke kyon. What happened that time to say that the people of the world, they said ke Sri Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji ne ki kita? Ke kyon means ki kita hai. So what has Guru Angad Dev Ji done? So this is quite funny in one respect, because this is like Guru Angad Dev Ji's life in one respect. That throughout Guru Angad Dev Ji's life, people kept saying, what has Nanak done now? What has Sri Guru Angad Dev Ji done now? Even from a young age, when Sri Guru Angad Dev Ji would go and graze the cattle, take the cattle to the fields where they would graze the fields, when Guru Sahib would fall asleep, the cattle would leave that field of theirs and go into another field and eat those crops from the other field. And then they'll say, what has Guru Angad Dev Ji done now? When their father was called to the court of Rai Balad with Sri Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, and they found out that actually the cattle had been to the other field and eaten the crops, but God had taken care of Guru Angad Dev Ji's honor that the crops had come back. So very simply, when Guru Sahib Ji fell asleep, the farmer came and saw that these cattle of Guru Angad Dev Ji had gone into his field, eaten his crops. He takes Guru Angad Dev Ji to Rai Balad Ji, who is like the mayor, you could say, who's in charge of that land at that time. And what happens then is that they say, look, Guru Angad Dev Ji's animals have eaten my crop, I want all the money back. And when they went to go look at that land of this farmer, all the crops were still there. So what happened then was that they said to this person, this farmer, that you lied. And they go, I didn't lie. Guru Angad Dev Ji's animals did eat my crops, but now the crops have appeared back again. This child is someone very special, that all they do is serve the saints all day. So Guru Angad Dev Ji is very different. Even when they got married, they didn't get married around the fire, they got married around Gurbani, around the Shabad. They said that Gurbani is my isht, Gurbani is my love, so I'll get married around Gurbani. Again, kikyon, ki kita hai, what have they done now? When Sri Guru Angad Dev Ji refused to wear the sacred thread that the Hindus believe in, the Janeu, again they said kikyon, what has Guru Angad Dev Ji done now? When Sri Guru Angad Dev Ji got much older and they should travel around, same thing, that when they gave the Guruship to Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, kikyon, what has Guru Sahib Ji done now? Meaning that the traditions of the world, just like how the world travels in one direction, the rivers travel in one direction, Ganga goes in one direction. What has the Guru done? They've gone against all the traditions of the world and gone the other way. What is seen in those days was that if you're from a high caste, this was your life basically. From 0 to 24 years old, you'd study. From 24 to about 48, 50 years old, you'd get married and have a family, Grist Jivan. Then from 50 years old to 72 years old, you'd start to get ready to renounce the world. And when you get to 72 years old, plus, it's the stage of sannyasi. You're meant to leave the world, renounce the world, live in the jungles or live in the mountains, and that is your time to meet God. So for 72 years of your life, you're not meant to really focus on that kind of stuff, only the end of your life. This is one of the traditions that was quite prachalat, which was very seen at that time. But let's look at it this way. What makes us think that we're going to live to 72 years first of all? We may die way before that. Another thing is that if we get to 72 years old Who knows if our body is going to be healthy enough to even do bhakti, to do love and devotion? Our legs already hurt at the age of 21 years old, 25 years old. When we get to 72, how do you think our knees are going to feel at that time? Eyesight. In today's world, we got glasses, as you can see. But in those days, they didn't have glasses. So once you lost your eyesight, it went very bad. How are you going to read Pothi Sahibs? How are we going to read Gurbani? So we take these small things for granted, right? But the thing is that we don't know if we're going to get to that age. Maharaj Ji says to us every single day, all the kate, din se re na re, man gur mil kaj sawad. It's all the kate. Pave umar kat jandi hai saasin. Jo saadi umar hai, our age kat jandi hai. It's reducing every single day. They're saying, hey mana, man gur mil kaj sawad. Meet the Guru and solve all your affairs now, in this moment. Not later on, because we don't know if we're going to make it then. So Maharaj is saying to us that don't wait till then, you can meet God now in this moment. And another thing is that you don't have to go to the mountains. Siddhi Guru Tegh Bahadur said to us, kahe re bana khoj na jai. Ke hey mana, all my mind, all my children of this world, kahe re, they say that listen to this. Jan, maaf karji, ban means forest or jungle. Kahe re bana khoj na jai. Why do you go into the forest khojin to look for God? They say Sarabhanavasi, Sada Alepa. They say Sarabhanavasi, that God resides inside you. God is everywhere. But Sada Alepa, but they're also detached. They may be everywhere, but they're not attached to this creation. We are attached to it. Then it goes Sarabhanavasi, Sada Alepa, Tohi Sangha Samai. But they're also your true companion. They're with you. But we feel like we have to leave the world to do that. But Guru Sahib is saying that you can live in the world and do that as well. It's not to say that those people who left the world, they're wrong. When Guru Sahib says live in the world, that is the ideal way of living. That is a recommended way of life. Grist Pardhan Hai Pai Gurdashi says to us that is a supreme way, that is the recommended way. But it doesn't mean somebody is wrong if they don't get married. Guru Sahib is not saying that those people who didn't get married and lived in the mountains, they're bad people, they're wrong. They're just saying to them that, look, you've left the world with your body, but your mind is still in the world. You come back to the world and you blackmail people. You say to people that give us food or we'll give you a curse to you. You have desires to live in the world. Or you leave the world, but you still have anger inside you. Look at Japji Sahib, Soche soch na hove je sochi lakhwar. That you can have many you can bath in many different tirths, you can do many pilgrimages and bathe, but inside you haven't become pure. Chuppe no hove. People stay quiet for hundreds of years, but still there's no peace inside them. They're still talking a lot inside them, but on the outside they look quiet. They starve themselves, but they still have desires for the world inside them. They leave the world, they gain these powers, they become so proud of these powers, but none of that's going to go with them, and they're still stuck in desires of the world. So Guru Sahib says, if you're going to leave the world, then truly renounce the world, otherwise live in the world, but stay renounced in the world. Stay renounced whilst living in the world, because if you look at the house, Bhai Gurdashi, Tantan Baba, Deep Singh Ji, they didn't live in a Grist Parivar, they didn't have a family, they didn't get married. But that was fine. But that path is very hard to walk. Just before we move on, Sat Sangat Ji, for somebody to renounce the world, for somebody not to get married or have a job and live in the world, they have to do so much bhakti. Compared to the person that lives in Grist Jivan, the one who lives in a householder's life, that person can do less part but get so much fun because they're living in the world. If somebody does not live in the world and they have 24 hours in a day and they're doing nothing, and they do 5 hours of prayers in those 24 hours, and that person lives in Grist Jivan, who lives in a householder's life, if they're doing 5 hours of prayers a day, then in one respect, who is better? The one who had no time but made 5 hours of time, or the one who had so much time but only devoted 5 hours? So that path is much harder to walk, but this path has the Guru's blessings as well, but this path is much easier to walk in one respect. So Maharaj is saying, okay, it's recommended to live in the world. You don't have to go to jungles to find God. God is inside you. You can meet them now in this moment, not when you're 72, not when you're old, like we all say, I'm going to take Amrit when I'm 70 years old and I've got kids and grandkids, but then you want to spend time with your grandkids. After 70 years of habits, what makes us think that we're going to just give everything up like that? It doesn't mean that. And when we get older, it doesn't mean that we lose our vikar. It doesn't mean that when you get to 70 that you lose all your lust, you lose all your greed, you lose all your attachments. No, they're still there as well. So we may think it may be easier when you get to that age, but there's many factors you have to consider when we get there as well. So Saz Sangat Ji, when Maharaj Ji is saying Horiyo Gang Vahai, Gang can also mean our birti, our surti. That Guru said is taking our surti in the opposite direction, ulati, meaning that now our surti, our consciousness is connected to the world, but now Guru says attached our consciousness to their charan, to their name in the opposite direction. The world says focus on the world, but the Guru says focus on God whilst living in the world. Hanji.
Nanak Isar Jagannath.
Tan Sri Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, jo Jagad de Malak han. They're the Malak of this Jagad. They're the master of this world. Dunya de Malak. Tan Sri Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji. They are the physical form of Vaheguru Ji. Isar, Ishar. They're the physical form of God. Maharaj Ji's Sargun Sarup. The physical form of God on this earth, Hanji. So Van He means bachan. Vidakyon He means Varnan Karde Han. Pave, when Guru Sahib Ji came to this world, they recited these words, Uch Haddi. This means Hadda to Uche. Meaning that Had He means limits. Uche Ucha higher. That Guru Sahib Ji gave us such words in this life, they gave us such bani, such words from God that they're higher than the limits of this world, mean that in this world we've been told to partake in different types of actions that are known as karam kand, actions that are rituals. But Guru Sahib is saying rise above these actions. They gave such words, such bachans, okay, do these actions that take you to a higher state, uch haddi, pave chauthi avastha, to the fourth state, to the supreme state. Guru Sahib is saying that walk this path, and they're telling us how to do it as well. How to do is very important, because many times people say that we need to meet God, but they don't tell us how to meet God. And Guru Sahib is telling us how to meet God. How? By going into sadhu sangat, by going into holy company, by sitting amongst sadhu sangat, by singing God's praises, we can meet Vaheguru Ji. Amongst those people who are walking that path, who have also reached that destination, sit amongst those people, those Puram Brahm Gyanis, those ones who become one with God, those ones who know Brahm. Gyan means knowledge, have divine knowledge of the divine themselves. Sit amongst those people, and you yourself, you become one with Vaheguru Ji. Hanji.
Madana Parvatkar.
The Sasang Ji, hey, Guru Sahib Ji gives us an example. So we look at the physical example here, and then we look at the deeper meaning to this Shabad. So Madana Parvatkar, Madana here means a churning stick. So when somebody wants to churn milk, when somebody is churning milk, they need a certain type of apparatus in the olden days. And what they do is that they get some sort of pot, like a clay pot for example, or a metal pot. And what they do is that they put milk inside there. And then they get a really long stick, which is known as a churning stick, and they place that in the milk. And then they get a rassi, a string, they tie it around that log, that wood piece. And then they start to churn it. They start to turn it left and right, and they're churning the milk. And by churning the milk, what do they gain? They gain butter. But here's what's happening is they give an example of when the Devte, so you could say that these divine beings joined forces with the demons. And what did they start to do? They start to churn the actual ocean, the samundar. So Madana Parvatakar. So now in order to churn the ocean, what do they need? They first need a churning stick. And they say that they used the Parvat, he means Samer Parvat. They use this huge mountain known as Samer Parvat as a churning stick. Hanji.
Netra Basak.
So Basak he means Basak Nag, which is a snake, a very huge snake. And they use their Netra he means Rassi. They use the snake as their rope. So what they did was that they tied a snake around this mountain, Samer Parvat, and then what did they do, Hanji?
Sabad Redkyon.
Sabad he means samundar. Redkyon means to churn. So what they did then was that they put this massive mountain inside the ocean with the snake around, and from both sides, the Devi Devta and the demons, they started to pull and they started to churn the ocean. And when they churned the ocean, what came out of it, Hanji?
14 Ratan Nikalyan.
So 14 Ratan means 14 different types of gems came out of it. What were they searching for? They were searching for Amrit. And this is written in Gurbani as well. Suranara Mona Jana Amrita Khoj De, so Amrita Gurte Paya. That everybody's looking for this Amrit, but you can only gain it from Satguru Ji, from the true Guru. So when they churned this ocean, 14 different gems, jewels came out of it. And in Dharam Shastra Granth Sasang Ji, what are those 14 gems that came out? Let's say Siri Manaramba Barni. These are the first 4. Siri Manaramba Barni. Then Kendine ke Ami Sankha Gajaraj. So now we have 7 there. Fir Kendine, they say to us after the Bikha Tena Sasi Kalapatar. Another 4. That these 4 came out, then last Tanakhatanantar Baj. And the last 4 there, 7. So now we've got 14. These 14 jewels came out of the ocean. Now we don't want to spend much time going into them because we look at the Triv Arth. But very simply, Siddhi here means Lakshmi, wealth. Bik means poison. That came there as well. Ten means Kam Ten. Go, a cow, a mythical cow that would grant all their wishes. Kalapatar also is a Kalapa bridge. That is a type of tree that all their wishes will be answered. So these 14 different things came out that they gained from the ocean. Good things and bad things. Bik is poison. But these came out of the ocean, Hanji.
ਕਰ ਆਵਾ ਗੌਣ ਚਿਲਕਿਓਨ
So kar ava gaun pave is dunya de vich sansar de vich sasin chilkiona. They made these paragat. They made these manifest inside this world, these 14 different types of jewels. So this is history from many years ago. But what is Bhai Satyaji, Bhai Balwandi Ji saying here about Siddhi Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji? Hanji Dwara Paro Ji.
ਕਰ ਆਵਾ ਗੌਣ
Neji
ਚਿਲਕਿਓਨ
Madana Parbato.
ਮਾਧਾਨਾ ਪਰਬਤ ਕਰ
So Satsang Ji here, if you look at Siddhi Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, Siddhi Guru Angad Dev Ji also churned something for us. Madana Parbatakar. They said that first, if you want to churn something, you first have to have a churning stick. What is our churning stick? It's Nishcha. It's complete faith. Nishcha is very important to have complete faith in Vaheguru Ji, meaning that we're just like a mountain. You cannot move a mountain. You can't push a mountain, right? You can't blow a mountain away. A storm can come, but that mountain is not going to move. In the same, we should have such faith in Vaheguru Ji that we're immovable, Hanji.
ਨੇਤਰ ਬਾਸਕ
So the churning stick is Nishcha, is that complete faith. And to churn, and what is the rope? The Rassi here is of Prem. Prem Rupi Rasi. Meaning that, like in Gurbani says, Prem ki jevari bandeo tero jana, to have the rope of love. Make this the rope that is going to be used to churn that mountain, Hanji.
ਸ਼ਬਦ ਰਿੜਕਿਓਨ
And what is Guru Angad Ji going to redik here? What are they going to churn? The Veds. The scriptures of this world. And someone may say, whoa, the Veds, right? That's from the Hindu religion. Right? Veds here can mean Granths, different scriptures, but yes, it can be to do with the Hindu scriptures. Why? Because even in Gurbani, Guru Sahib says, Veda mehe naam uttam, so sonehe nahi. In Siddhi Anand Sahib, Siddhi Guru Amar Das Ji says us Veda mehe, ke Veda de vicha, Veda mehe naam uttam. That naam is spoken about in the Veds, but so sunehe nahi, ferehe jo betalya, but nobody listens to the essence of the Veds. That Guru Sahib Ji came here to churn out the essence in all faiths and said that, look, you've lost the truth. The truth is there, but you become so lost in all these other types of Karam Kand, like we said earlier, Uch Haddi. The Gurus come to give us a divine truth that has been lost. So people may say that, look, Guru Angad Dev Ji came to this earth and Guru Angad Dev Ji took the truth from one religion, the other religion, and put it together, made the complete truth. But look, Guru Angad Dev Ji was the truth from the start, Adi Sach. They were the complete truth. This was Guru Angad Dev Ji's truth in the first place. Guru Angad Dev Ji gave the truth to this world. But now it's like saying that somebody who gave the truth and now came to the earth and took all that truth and put it in one scripture, saying that you stole the truth. But it was their truth to begin with. It was a truth from God. It's just that truth was lost. And now Guru Sahib Ji's come to give that complete truth, that divine truth in Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji. It's all there. If we say there's one thing missing from Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji, that is falsehood. That Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj is the complete truth, and Guru Sahib Ji came here to churn this truth in the world. Now another arth that people will also do is Sabad here, as in the Samundar, can be talking about Gurbani, to do vichar of Shabad, of Gurbani. That when we do vichar of Gurbani, and we do vichar of these Granths, we're able to take out these 14 jewels, Hanji.
14 ਰਤਨ ਨਿਕਾਲਿਆਨ
So we talked about the physical Chaudah Ratan. We talked about Siddhi, Manaramba, Barni, etc. All this stuff. But what is the Antriv Arth? What is the deeper meaning? So I can't remember all 14 of them, but just to kind of give an idea of what they are, but Pagati is one of them. Atam Vichar. So bhakti here means devotion. Atmichas means to do vichar or contemplation of ourself. Kirit means to do praise of Vaiguruji, like we do kirtan. Another thing is naam japana, to recite God's name. Prem, to have love. Drir nischa, to have complete faith. This is another one. Shanti, to gain peace. So many. Dan is another one. Charity. Then we have Brahmgyan, which is Baj, the last one. So all these qualities came out. The Intariv Arth. That is what we're trying to gain when we read these scriptures, when we read Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib Ji, when we do Vichar, or any other scripture. Guru Sahib is saying, look at these qualities. Have these qualities in your life. This is what Guru Sahib Ji came to churn out. Hanji.
Kar ava gaun chalkyon.
Ava gaun means auna jana. Pave is dunya de which we come and we go. So Guru Sahib Ji is saying, Kar ava gaun chalkyon. Chalkyon here means to make it paragat. Make it paragat in this world, that look, we're going to come and we're going to go. So this whole world is mithya. This whole world is false. It's not going to stay with us. So Maharaj is saying to us, okay, look, don't put so much faith in this world. Come and take this essence from the world, but don't become attached to this world. Just like how Guru Sahib Ji says in Gurbani, they say to us, Pandita dehi viloye pai. So they're speaking to a Pandit here, or to all of us, say, Pandita dehi viloye pai. Saying, hey pai, oh my brothers, dehi viloye. Dehi here means yoga, very simply dud. Vilaye means ririkana, to churn it. They say, when you churn milk, what happens? Out of that milk, vichaho nikale tat. Tat here means tat, which means essence, which here they're referring to as makhan, kyo. They say, when you churn milk, what do you gain? You gain makhan, you gain kyo. But then they say in the next line, jala mathiye, jala dekhiye pai. They say, if you churn water, what are you going to gain? Water. Jala mathiye means to churn. Jala dekhiye, what are you going to see? Jal pai. There's no difference there. And they're saying, eho jag eha vat. This is the way of the world. So what is the deeper meaning of that? The deeper meaning here is, Sasangaji, is that milk that somebody churns, that milk is of nishkam seva, of doing actions with no desire. But what is the churning stick? The churning stick, there is bibek buddhi. That when we're doing actions in this world, let's do them with no desire in return, but also with a buddhi, with an intellect that I want to become one with the divine. Bibek here means oneness, true wisdom. The whatever action I do with the idea of becoming one with the one. And if you do that, what do you gain? You gain the makhan, the butter, which here is God. So when we do nishkam seva, with the desire of the one only, to do it only for the one, to only see the one in everything that we do, we gain the one. But if you churn water, all you gain is water, meaning that if we do actions with worldly actions, with a worldly desire. So if we do worldly actions with a worldly desire, what are we going to gain? The world. And that's not much. It may seem like a lot, but when we leave this body, we realize that we didn't gain much. Tilakaman. Tirath tapadaya datadana jeko pave tilakaman. All you're going to gain is a sesame seed's worth of wealth for doing that. So Guru Sahib Ji here is saying to us, churn out the truth in this world. The Devta were after these worldly items, things that will give them more pleasures. But the Guru Sikh, what are they after? The Gurudas Sikh, they're after those divine qualities of bhakti, of Nam Japan, of Prem, of reciting God's name, of love and devotion. Such a born that to speak the truth, to say have God's name on our tongue. These are the qualities that they want, Hanji.
Kudrat eh vekhaliyan.
Tan Sri Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji came to this world. Vekhaliyan means the khaditi hai. What did Guru Sahib Ji showed us in this world? Kudrat he means this Ashtarja Shakti, this very beautiful, wondrous power, this great gift that Guru Sahib Ji gave to us, Hanji.
Jin avid pid thinakyon.
Thinakyon here means parkhana karna hai, ja banona hai, to test, to make, to form. So what did Guru Sahib Ji do when they came to this world? Jin avid pid. Itna vadda sari, itna vadda brahmand. This huge world that Guru Sahib Ji made, Brahmand means the galaxies. God made so many things in this world that look how beautiful it is. Look how beautiful God's creation is. Kudrat kavana kaha vichar, Vaar na java ekvar. Kudrat, this whole kudrati, this whole creation of yours, your Shakti, your power, God, Kudrat kavan kaha vichar. How can I contemplate? Vaar na java ek vaar. All I can do is be a sacrifice to you. All I can do is be a sacrifice to you, Guru Sahib Ji. You created such a beautiful creation. Ehe Maya Mohani, and it's so enticing as well. But we should not be enticed by it. Be enticed by Guru Sahib Ji's charan. Fall in love with their charan. But a deeper meaning here, when we say itna vadda sareer, this amazing big sareer, this body. But what does it mean even deeper? It means itni uchi atma. Such a great atma. Whose atma they on about here? Siddhi Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji. Then what did Guru Sahib Ji create? What did Guru Sahib Ji, again, Tenekyon here means to test, to create. Banona hai, Padakana hai. When we test something, it doesn't have to mean the way that we see a test. We could put it through a series of tests to form something. Just like how gold is put through a process and it passes all these tests and it gives us pure gold. In the same way, the Guru is testing us, putting us through these processes in order to gain this pure gold, this pure soul. The soul is always pure, but there's a lot of impurities around it. The mind, the ego. To remove all of that, so there's just a complete soul. And Guru Sahib Ji created such a complete soul, such a beautiful soul in Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji. Tan Siddhi Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji was formed at that time, the complete truth. Who Guru Sahib Ji is now going to put their jyot into Hanji. They saw Singh Ji, when Guru Sahib Ji had tested Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji many times, becoming so pure, they're always pure from the start. Itihas is for us to learn from, for us to be inspired by. And they say by doing this, Lehne, Baba Lehna Ji, who became Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, Tariyona Chattarasid. Pave Siddhi Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, the seas on top of their head, Tariya. Tariyon means Tariya, to put the shattar, to put this canopy over their head, Hanji. This is so beautiful. They say here Asaman. Asaman hai means Akash tak. Akash means the sky. Kiara Chikyon. Kiara hai means Gardan. Gardan means our gala, our throat. And Chikyon hai means Kichna hai. Kichke. Meaning that when Gardan da Kichna hai means that if somebody was to scream at the top of their lungs and they were to scream out so loud, they were to roar something. What is happening? Siddhi Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji's praises are being roared into the skies, that their praises reach the heavens. That they're praising Guru Angad Dev Ji so much that their praises reach the heavens, they reach all the worlds. That's how much Guru Angad Dev Ji's praises are being spread around the world. But a deeper, another meaning to this is that Asaman here can mean the sky, but Kiara here means Hriday Rupi Gardan. Meaning that the Gardan here is our Hirda. That when we praise Guru Sahib Ji, what happens then? That from our heart, our surti is taken up to our Dasam Dwar, to the top, to the sky, to our Dasam Dwar, or even higher to the heavens, to Sachkhand. Chikyon means to be kitchener, to pull. That when we recite God's name, when we praise Guru Sahib Ji, from our heart, that connection rises higher and higher, and it goes up to our Dasam Dwar. That's why when we meditate, when we sit down and meditate, we need to sit in line. We have to sit in a straight line from the bottom of our body all the way up to the top of our head in one line, because the energy travels up our body. So if we're leaning over, then it's hard for the energy to travel straight up. But it goes even higher and higher, and it goes up towards the Sachkhand. That is another meaning. And the third meaning here that we can take as well, Asman, As means hai, Man means Hankar. Jo Hankar hai sade vich Satsang Ji, that Hankar that is inside us. When we recite God's name, the Hankar that sits inside us, Kiara Chikyona, Guru Sahib Ji pulls all the Hankar outside of us as well. They pull all the ego out of us, all the pride out of us. When we praise Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, look at the different meanings we can take from this Shabad. Tan Siddhi Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, Hanji. So now they're saying, hey, that light that sits inside Siddhi Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, that light inside Siddhi Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji has become one with the light inside Siddhi Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji. That light, there's no difference now. So Jyot Samani, Jyot Mahe. Samani hai means Sama gayi hai. That Jyot inside, light inside Guru Angad Dev Ji become the same light inside Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, Hanji. They ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਜਲ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ, just like how water meets with mortar, In the same way, Guru Angad Dev Ji and Guru Nanak Dev Ji become one. Har jan doi ek hai, bebe bichar kachna hai, jal te upajit rang jo jal hi bikhe samahe. Just like how water is one with water, meaning that just like how the wave comes out of the ocean, goes back into the ocean, in the same way there's no difference between Siddhi Guru Angad Dev Ji and Siddhi Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, that they have become one. There is no difference now, Hanji.
Sikha putran ko khika.
Sikha means all the Sikhs. Putra hai means all the children of Guru Sahib Ji, of Siddhi Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, Baba Siri Chand Ji, Baba Lakshmi Das Ji. Kokh ke parkhana means to test. That after Siddhi Guru Sahib Ji tested their sons and the Guru Sikhs, Hanji.
Sab ummat vekho jikyon.
Jikyon means kita hai. What did I do? Sab ummat. Sab ummat means sari srishti. This whole creation. Vakalian means that Maharaj Ji showed them all this. Dikha ditti hai. Guru Sahib Ji showed the whole world what they were doing. So everyone could see that who was the truth. Who was the true one. Maharaj Ji showing everyone that who is the complete truth. Hanji Dwara Paro Ji.
Sab ummat vekho jikyon.
Vekho means dikha ditti hai. Sari dunya nu dikha ditti hai Siddhi Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji. Ke who is the true one. Who has passed the test, and we saw that to be by Lehna Ji, Hanji. So jado Siddhi Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji ne sare nu sodya, khojya, sare nu test kita to test everyone. When Guru Sahib Ji searched for everyone, when Guru Sahib Ji tested everyone, their sons when tested the Guru Sikhs, Hanji, they said that ta lehna tikyona. फिर इसी तरह साध संगत जी सिद्धि गुरु नानक जी महाराज जी ने गुरु अंगद देव जी महाराज जी ਨੂੰ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੱਦੀ ਤੇ ਸਥਿਤ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ. that they put Guru Angad Dev Ji on top of that ਤਖਤ ਸਥਿਤ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ to firmly put them on that gurta gaddi ਤਖਤ ਸਾਹਿਬ, on that gurta gaddi, on that gaddi itself, on that throne of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji after testing for many years. They say for about 7 years Siddhi Guru Angad Dev Ji served Siddhi Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji. To serve the Guru for 7 years and to be tested for 7 years. We can't even go 7 minutes sometimes, or 7 days, or 7 weeks, or even a year, or 7 months. We struggle for so many months, but Guru Angad Dev Ji was tested for 7 years, Sahib Sangat Ji. And in those 7 years, Guru Angad Dev Ji always listened to the order of Guru Maharaj Ji. They never said no. Whatever the Guru said, they always accepted it. And because of that, they became the second Nanak. They became the second form of Siddhi Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji. And this is finishing off the chapter of Siddhi Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji and Siddhi Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji. And in the next Katha, we're going to be talking about Siddhi Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj Ji. About Siddhi Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj Ji, how they came to this world and what happened at that time as well. More of Guru Angad Dev Ji still, because Guru Angad Dev Ji and Guru Amar Das Ji's itihas will overlap. Maaf karo ji, actually next week is just Guru Angad Dev Ji more. Phir Vasaya, Phir on Satguru Khadur. Phir us to baad then be Guru Amar Das Ji, so tikka, so behna, so diban. Then in Tan Ram Das Guru be Guru Ram Das Ji's praises. And then in the 8th pauri, in the last pauri, be Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj Ji. So in the next Katha, we still talk about Guru Angad Dev Ji more and less now about Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, but bringing in Siddhi Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj Ji. So as you can see, the praises of our Guru Sahiban are being given in this Bani of Ramkali ki Vaar. We've talked a lot about Siddhi Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, and that vichar will continue because this Bani of Ramkali ki Vaar is in praise of the Guru. So if we want to praise Guru Sahib Ji, we think, how can I praise Guru Sahib Ji? Then read Gurbani, or you just read this Bani of Ramkali ki Vaar, and we can praise Guru Maharaj Ji. So many mistakes been made in this Katha. The vichar hasn't been that long today, but hopefully we can take something away. That look, we are here to meet Guru Sahib Ji in this moment. We don't have to wait till we're older. We shouldn't be looking for worldly desires, just like how those devte look for those ratan, those jewels. What do we want? We want to gain God's name. All we care about is manapreet charna kamalare, to love Guru's feet. That's all we want to do in this world. So Guru Sahib Ji kirpa karn. In your bente parvan karne asasindi, please forgive all the mistakes we made. Please accept all the humble pleas. And may Guru Sahib Ji do kirpa that in future we can apply this into our lives and we can not make as many mistakes and continue to progress in our own spiritual journeys as well. Deho sajjan asi siriya jo hove sahib syo mela
Sikha putran
ko ke
sab ummat
vek ho je kyon ਜਾਂ ਸੁਦੋਸ ਤਾਂ ਲਹਿਣਾ ਟਿਕਿਓਨ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।